Hello. Do you know how many movies or new videos are released in Australia every year? It's a huge number. In fact, there are over 3,300 videos released and at least 600 movies. Now, by my calculations, that's a visual feast of at least 10,000 car chases, 150,000 love scenes, 200,000 arguments, wagon loads of gunfights, and innumerable people being incredibly dramatic. It's exciting, isn't it? But do you know something else? To help you decide what you and your family may want to see, each film is given a classification by the Office of Film and Literature Classification. Imagine being paid to watch movies. What a life. Hello. I'd like to speak to you about a very important screen idea. It's called G. Now, what can I say about G? Where to start? Well, I think you'll enjoy G. G is for general exhibition, so it's right for the whole family. And the language of G is very mild. In fact, if there is any swearing, it will be infrequent in circumstances which are considered exceptional. Violence, well, the director, the producer, the editor, and the writers have ensured that any violence is minimal. It's mild and incidental and in context with the screenplay. People have asked me about G and sex. Quite simply, it's not in G. Just very discreet verbal references or implications that I think you'll agree are totally justified by the context. So, that's G. I do hope you'll enjoy it. I know I do. Hello. Right now, we're going to explore an important movie experience. It's called PG. Now, it's up to parents to provide guidance if your children want to see PG. What should perceptive viewers look for? Well, there could be language. Some coarse language is considered acceptable, provided its use by the actors isn't excessive. And violence? Any depictions of violence are restrained, or they're presented in a stylized or theatrical fashion, or in an historical context. I think you know what I mean. And people have asked me about sex in PG. The most you'll find only discrete verbal and visual depictions and references to sexual matters. That's all. So that's PG. There's lots to enjoy about it. Why don't you keep PG in mind when you're choosing your next movie? You may find PG very rewarding. I know I do. Hello. Allow me to draw your attention to a significant movie experience. It's called M. M for mature. M is for everybody, but it's recommended for film lovers 15 and over. Why? You know, it may contain scenes which might disturb or harm younger viewers. And there could be scenes in M where you may encounter coarse language, but not if it's excessive or sexually explicit. Will there be violence in M? You may well find realistic depictions of violence, including blood and gore. And people have asked me about sex and M. Quite frankly, sexual activity or sexual intercourse may be implied or simulated. So that's M. May I make a suggestion? Do keep M in mind when choosing your next movie for the mature members of your family. I hope you enjoy M. I know I do. Hello. We've got something challenging for you here. It's called R. R for restricted. And R is definitely not for everyone. In fact, there's a law that says you have to be 18 or over to watch it. Why? Well, because almost anything and everything can be said by the characters in R. Does R have violence? It can. In fact, highly realistic and explicit depictions of violence may be shown, but not if they're considered unduly detailed, relished, or cruel. And people have asked me about sex and R. I think you should know that sexual intercourse and other sexual activities may be realistically simulated. Any depictions of sexual violence in R will be a necessary part of the plot and won't be considered exploitative. So that's R. Not one for the whole family. Unless you're all over 18, of course. I recommend you watch out for it. I know I will.